Dear students, in the previous video session we discussed on steady state stability, then steady state stability limit, and also we had illustrated the steady state stability concept. Now in this session we are going to study steady state stability criteria and the definition for the synchronizing power coefficient. Not only this, we are also going to derive the steady state stability criteria as well as the expression for the synchronizing power coefficient, right? So the simplest criteria for steady state synchronous stability is del P by del delta should be greater than 0. This del P by del delta, what exactly is this, that we will see later on, but now for time being it is known as what? Synchronizing power coefficient. Okay, so what I mean to say that the criteria is that these synchronizing coefficients must be greater than 0, that is positive. That is, synchronizing coefficients must be positive. The use of this criteria involves the following assumptions. The first one, generators are represented by constant impedances in series with their internal voltages. Second, the input torques from the turbines are constant. Third one, changes in the speed are ignored. Fourth one, electromagnetic damping in the generators is ignored. And the last one, the changes in the load delta are small. Okay, these assumptions are very important while deriving the conservative criteria or the stability criteria for steady state stability study. Right? Let us derive stability criteria and hence the expression for the synchronizing power coefficient. Okay, so be attentive and note it carefully. This expression, like derivation of steady state stability criteria and synchronizing power coefficient, important from your university exam point of view. They used to always ask for 8 to 10 marks even, right? So let us begin. Consider a single machine connected to infinite bus as shown here. Simple single machine connected to infinite bus. So basic expression from this diagram, basic expression we can write as P is equal to EV by X into sine delta. Now we all are familiar with this expression, right? So consider the power at steady state. Initially we can write before the connecting of the load or before when the complete system it is at steady state, then the same expression we can as what? PE0 is equal to EV by X into sine delta 0. Call this expression as 2, right? Where PE0 is equal to initial electrical power output, delta 0 it is the initial rotor angle. That means both are at steady state. Therefore, I am representing this by PE0 and delta 0. Similarly, from this simple expression, the initial rotor angle, I can also find out that delta 0 is equal to what? Sine inverse PE0 by Pmax. We know this EV by X can be replaced by Pmax. So, initial delta 0 angle can be written as sine inverse PE0 by Pmax. And we also know that at steady state, the mechanical input power is equal to electrical output power, right? Therefore, I can write this expression as what? PE0 is equal to PM. Call this as equation 3. Now, what we are going to exactly study for the steady state stability, that how the system will behave when there are small disturbances are occurring in the system. I must know if the small disturbances are occurring in the system, that means there will be the small change in the angle delta also, rotor angle delta, or the same we can call as a power angle also. Okay, so after disturbance, how this delta is going to be changed? Very small. Therefore, I write delta is equal to initial rotor angle delta 0 plus del delta. Del delta indicates very small change in the rotor angle. Why we are going to consider a small change? Because the answer of this, it is lying in the definition of steady state stability itself, as the steady state stability, ability of the system to remain in synchronism when subjected to small disturbances. Small disturbances, that's why the change in the rotor angle is also very small, represented by del delta. So write this equation as 4. Therefore, when I substitute the value of this delta in equation 2, what I am getting here, that PE is equal to EV by X into sine delta 0 plus del delta. Okay. We can correct my previous statement as equation 2 rather than equation 2 directly in equation 1, the basic equation. Okay, so EV by X into sine delta value substituted as delta 0 plus del delta, right? Similarly, I know this EV by X can be written as P max. So the expression will be little bit modified as what? P max sine delta 0 plus del delta. Call this as equation 5. Now using trigonometric relation as what? Sine of A plus B. Do you remember that expression? Right. That is sine A into cos B plus cos A into sine B. Using the same expression, we can write this as what? P max sine delta 0 into cos del delta plus cos delta 0 into sine del delta. Call this as equation 6. Now we know del delta is a change in the rotor angle due to small disturbance, right? Therefore, and due to small disturbance, value of del delta is very small. It is obviously true. That is, variations in rotor angle delta are also very small. Therefore, we can write cos del delta is equal to 1 and sine del delta is equal to del delta. Right? So, using this equation from equation 6, it becomes, that is the new electrical power after small disturbance. Can you see this equation 6? That is the new electrical power after small disturbance. It will be what? PE is equal to P max sine delta 0. As cos delta we have taken as 1. So the first term will be what? P max sine delta 0. Second term as sine del delta, what we have taken as del delta. Therefore second term will be what? P max cos delta 0 into del delta as shown in equation 7. Right? So what is this P max sine delta 0? It is PE 0. And this second term, now it is important. This second term can be written further as it is. We are now going to write down the for the second term. So the basic equation we are knowing, PE is equal to P max sine delta 0. If I differentiate this with respect to delta, what I write? Del PE by del delta at initial condition. Therefore, what we write? Delta is equal to delta 0 is equal to P max cos delta 0. Okay. Therefore, PE, if I substitute now for the second term in equation 7, how will you write down now? PE is equal to PE 0 plus del PE by del delta at delta is equal to delta 0 into del delta. And this is nothing but your synchronizing power coefficient, right? So call this equation 8. Now to calculate the change in rotor angle delta, we have to use swing equation, because what we are saying, change in the rotor angle delta, and we know that there is only one equation that is going to describe the change in the rotor angle delta, is the swing equation. And we are knowing swing equation, it is given as what? M d square delta by dt square is equal to PA, and PA is equal to PM minus PE. If M it is in per unit, the value will be H upon pi f. And what is PE? PE it is P max sine delta. Right? Now using equation 8 from 9. What is 8? This equation it is 8, and from 9 now we are going to substitute the value for PE here using this equation 8. So what we obtain? Write down this. Okay, so what we obtain? Expression 10. Obviously at steady state we know mechanical input is equal to electrical output. Therefore I can write this here for this term PM is equal to PE0. Obviously this term get cancelled. So what we obtain finally? M d square delta by dt square is equal to minus del PE by del delta at initial condition of angle delta 0 into del delta. Right? Call this equation 11. Now we observe on LH left hand side there is a term delta, right? And on RH side there is a change in delta. Now we have to convert. We have to make these two terms equal, as we have written equal to sign. So what we do? We have to convert this delta to del delta using equation 4. What is equation 4? Let us see here. Equation 4, this one. Okay, using this equation 4 we can write this term delta in terms of change in delta. So equation 4, as we had written, delta is equal to delta 0 plus del delta. Now differentiating this equation with respect to t. So what we obtain? D delta by dt is equal to d by dt of this. That is del delta. This is constant, therefore this term will be 0. So again differentiating twice, we are going to do the twice differentiation. So differentiating twice, what we obtain? D square delta by dt square is equal to d square by dt square into del delta. Why twice? Because in the swing equation it is not a single differentiation, but it is for d square delta by dt square. Right? So substituting the value for d square delta by dt square in equation 11, it can be written as what? M d square delta by dt square, taking this term to the left hand side, so it becomes plus, and this is equal to 0. Using equation 12, substitute for this term. So what we obtain? M d square by dt square into del delta plus del PE by del delta at an angle E. If now I am going to represent only by 0, it means that at delta is equal to delta 0 initial condition into del delta is equal to 0. Call this equation 13. Okay. Now what I can take common? This term. That is, if I take this term del delta common, I obtain expression 14. Right? Are you getting this? Okay. Then continue with the same. This same term we can write again as mp square plus del PE by del delta at an initial angle delta 0 into del delta is equal to 0. What is this P? P is equal to d by dt. So in the very short form I can write by using this expression 15. Right? So the system stability to small changes is determined from the characteristic equation as, now this is characteristic equation. So mp square plus del P by del delta at initial angle delta 0. This characteristic equation is used to determine system stability due to small changes. This is important. This is the characteristic equation, and it is going to determine the system stability due to small changes, and therefore the roots can be found from this characteristic equation. There are two roots, so I can write this is equal to plus minus to this side. So plus minus, and I have to take p square is equal, therefore I have to take under root of this, right? So minus del P by del delta at an initial angle delta 0 by m and the square root. So call this equation 16. So we can also D is P is equal to frequency of oscillations also, right? So let us see the different two cases. The case 1, when this factor we call synchronometer as a synchronizing power coefficient when it is greater than 0, that is positive. When it is greater than 0, the roots from this characteristic equation will be purely imaginary and conjugate, and system behavior is oscillatory. Can you see these graphs? If I plot del delta versus t, there will be the bounded response. Okay, and after damping the oscillations from the system, then the system we can say it is first increasing, then decreasing, and then continue to reach to the steady state condition. Okay, therefore I can say the system is stable. Hence we can say the system is stable for small increment in power so long as this power coefficient is positive. Right? Then case 2. What power coefficient? Power coefficient, that is del P by del delta, it is less than 0, that is negative. The roots are real and of equal magnitude. The torque angle hence increases without bound upon occurrence of a small power increment, and synchronism is lost soon. You can observe if I plot the graph del delta versus t, that is exponential graph. The delta it is continues to increase infinitely, and then if such happens, we know that system loses synchronism. Hence system is unstable for this synchronizing coefficient is less than 0, that whenever this synchronizing coefficient it is having its negative value, the system is unstable. Therefore, also this del P by del delta at initial angle delta 0 is known as what? Synchronizing coefficient. This is also called as stiffness of synchronous machine. Electrical stiffness, it is also known as electrical stiffness. Thus, can conclude in all the conditions for system stability are: the first one, if the synchronizing coefficient the value is equal to 0, the system is said to be marginally stable. If its value, that is synchronizing power coefficient, the value is less than 0, that is negative, the system is said to be unstable. And if the synchronizing power coefficient is greater than 0, that is positive, the system is said to be stable. Okay, so in short, the conservative criteria for stability which is applicable to multi-machine system as well as two-machine systems is that the synchronizing power coefficients of all machines be positive. Right? Okay, that's all for today's session. Thank you.